who's getting praised and who's getting
I mean, obviously
chopped down.
Alvin. I mean, he's on that list. He had a lot of yards. He played a really good game. Team blew it for him.
What's
So
crazy about Alvin's day is he had at least 3 negative runs. I have to go through the box score to see if he had 4. Maybe he had a 0 in there too, and some big moments. Plays that just totally flopped. So you take those away, he's probably got like 20 carries for 120 yards. He had some really explosive runs, especially early in the game. But like you said, didn't amount to anything.
So, I mean, my guy on this list, I would probably go Kevin Austin Jr. He had 3 catches, 31 yards. Not like a robust stat sheet, but he made key plays in key moments, and,
Yeah.
and he's just really he's really stepped up for who he is. That's a good game for a guy that you kind of elevated mid-season and found off the street, so to speak, in the offseason.
He also had the 9-yard run on that last drive that felt like it was going to be a huge moment in the game. Or maybe, no, that was on the touchdown drive, so it was a big moment in the game. So it was 4 touches for 40 yards for him. And yeah, I mean, he caught that one that was behind him. Like, I've really been impressed by him. And since I mentioned the receivers all as a group, Dante Pettis made a fantastic catch on that 2-point conversion. It's hard to put the receivers in when the Saints only managed 14 points and Derek Carr only threw for 184. Where were they when they were needed most? So it was flash plays for those guys, but obviously not enough playmakers overall on this team still.
Sticking with a pass catcher, I got to go Jawan Johnson. We've been on him kind of about making catches and making things happen. He had 5 receptions for 36 yards today. I think he, in a sense, kind of showed that he's still reliable. Carr was looking for him on that last touchdown play. So I'll go Jawan Johnson just because he's not getting worse. He's not getting worse.
I don't know. I feel like he's missing some of these opportunities that they're giving him. I think there should have been a PI call on that deep pass that they threw to him. That would have been a huge moment in this game. They didn't call the PI. They should have, but maybe he should have still won the battle for that catch. Maybe he gets open earlier on that last play. Like he's solid at best, but they need alphas. They need go-to guys, and he has not taken this opportunity to become a go-to guy. So I'm a little more tepid on that choice.
You got another up?
I'll go to the defense and go with Brian Brzee, another guy who dealt with an injury. I can't say that he had a good game the whole game. I know he didn't have a good game the whole game because the Rams' 2 running backs averaged over 6 yards a carry, and it felt like they knifed through the defensive line before they were touched every single time. But he had 2 big pressures in 2 big moments that stood out, including a sack, and it's like, at least give the defensive line a dose of that. He's leading the team with 6.5 sacks right now. So probably doesn't have an overall terrific grade in this game, but at least got noticed for pass rushing, and not a lot of guys have done that this year.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Rico Payton
That was a nice
it's a good play.
That was a
It's
great
a
play.
good one.
went down there. Him and JT Gray shut down Xavier.
Yeah.
Smith on the return just nailed him down at the line. So Rico Payton is on my list. Now it's time for the down. Start it off, Nick.
I think the whole O-line kind of stunk in pass protection. It just felt like there was a ton of pressure in there. So I'm going to throw them all on the list. It didn't feel clean enough throughout the day in pass protection.
Yeah, O-line did a lot of things wrong. Those penalties that killed the drive on Fuaga and Penning.
Yeah.
Negative runs on, 2nd and 1 turned into 3rd and 4 at one point. That killed a drive. The play before the Derek Carr incompletion was a run that didn't go anywhere. Some really disappointing situations in the run game. So it was not a good day for the O-line. I'm going back to special teams where you just were.
Mm-hmm.
Groupie misses a 36-yarder. Easy to pick on him. He made 19 of his first 20 field goals. He was due for a miss. He made 2 54-yarders, but he did miss a 36-yarder. They did give up, I think, a 41-yard touchdown return. And the biggest disappointment of all to me was Matthew Hayball. They punted from that drive I told you about. Starts on their own 49.
Yeah.
Didn't start. 1st and 10 on their own 49. Gets 0 yards. Punt from their own 49. And he punts a 31-yarder to the 20. Like, you got to pin them back. Very, very. He has continued to disappoint me this season.
My pick for the down is going to be the secondary. Once Tyron went out, it's like Matthew Stafford smelled blood in the water and he just started attacking them. picking at all of them, really, in all
Yeah.
honesty. Ugo Amani, Tutu Atwell got him. Alontae Taylor got him to get a PI down the field with, I don't know, I'm blanking on Puka Nakua's name. Puka Nakua. You have Robinson getting it in there. So, like, he just started going to his cast of guys once Tyron went out. And even, the safeties. Jordan Howden got picked at. Will Harris got picked at. So the secondary as a whole, once Tyron went out, they're going to be down for me because I understand not being able to roll without your leader, but you can't just be chopped liver out there. You gotta make some things happen.
I'm going to go with the tackling. It was spotty tackling again for this team. I saw Alontae miss 3. I saw Chase Young miss 2. I saw DeMario miss 2. I saw Kool-Aid miss 2. Like, there were a lot of missed tackles in this game, and it felt like the Rams realized in the second half that, like, if we make them tackle, we're going to be able to move the ball down the field. If we make them, play coverage, they're going to be able to cover. Like, It just kind of felt like something happened in the second half. They're like, wait, we're playing the Saints defense, and, like, they have a really bad run defense, so, like, let's run on them. And then they could. And then the Saints showed why. Like, they made some of these plays that they've been making all season long, and I thought it showed up again today.
Yeah, I'm going to put Derek Carr in the down.
He was my next one.
His stock was going up for me, and this is again not like meaning he's one of the 3 worst players on the field or anything today, but he's a guy whose arrow went down. We've used that expression a million times. He's a win with quarterback, not a win because of quarterback. He had a chance to be the win because of guy today, and he didn't make those plays. And again, we've talked about the receivers he's thrown to, but they didn't finish off those drives because he didn't make the killer plays to finish those drives off outside of the MVS touchdown pass.
Going with a down on Jamal Williams, came in and didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Didn't do anything today. He didn't add anything. His presence wasn't missed. And pass protection, running, anything. It just was like, oh, he's back. Cool. Nothing really happened. You got another one?
No, I mean, I just want to add a qualifier, though, to my O-line when I feel like bad for singling them out without pointing out that they were down the starting center and Lucas Patrick and then Nick Saldiveri, the backup for him, goes out. Like, so they're down a handful of guys there. Like, I feel bad for like singling them out, but they didn't play good. But I just wanted to make sure that people, if they weren't aware, they were going through a hardship at that position.
And Carr officially was not sacked, even though twice he was sacked, and then they changed the ruling.
That last one didn't count as a sack?
No, they switched it to an incomplete pass. I don't want to I don't want to put Taysom Hill in here on a day when he suffered what might be a season-ending injury. But speaking of magic going away, it's crazy that 5 carries for 10 yards. I mean, I'm the first one who's screaming in all these shows all the time, get him the ball more, get him the ball more, get him the ball more. The Rams were ready for him, and they rendered the Taysom Hill part of the run game useless today for the most part. He did get that 4th and 1 conversion, but 5 carries for 10 yards, they kind of proved that when they were prepared to stop it, they could.
Yeah, I kind of liked how they were using him more earlier in the year, like more as like, okay, we're going to hand the ball off to him. We're going to do some of this stuff. Like, it's kind of back to the same thing they've always done. And every now and then one of those works, but today it felt really stale. It felt really stale, and I was looking at them like, they've taken the creativity off of these plays a little bit. Like, I really like the way they were using them more, and now it's just like, it's the same thing you were doing in 17 and 18. It's like, oh, my God, look at Drew Brees split out. Ha-ha. Like, I don't know. I liked it better when they were using him as just a running back. Like, I like that more. I thought it worked better.
Yeah. He did lead the team with 37 receiving yards today, though.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was the thing. When I was looking at the receivers, I was like, dang, Taysom led. But, I mean, Juwan and MVS were right behind him with 36. So,
Yep.